Yo, Henry, average you slow pitch. Today we're bringing the all-new one-piece Axe Inferno. This is a 13-inch barrel end-loaded, half-ounce end-load model. If you've seen kind of the different Axe models with these flared handles, not just this year, but even last year, you know these things have been exceptionally good, outperform what I think most people kind of expected from them. And then this year's models, they've really started kind of right at that 250 mark and stayed. We've yet to have one fail. We did have one break early on, but I do think it was kind of a dud because the rest of them lasted just fine for us. So with this one today, we'll start with 52s like normal. We'll have the Hicon out there as well. So those are all 52 300s. And then we swap over to Pro M's. We've got ZNs, Gold Dots, and Razos. All the Pro M models, no stadiums, no hardcores, anything like that. Here at Apodaca, 330 down the lines, 365-ish to the power alleys, 385 with that batter's eye to center. And then with me today, I've got my buddy Keltner, plays military B with me as well, or plays military ball with me as well in the military B kind of department there, and plays USSSA D most of the time these days. Occasionally gets picked up all over the place, but being D, he can either be a D chip with E level, or he'll play up with some teams for C, things like that. So kind of got all over the spectrum. And then you got PK, who has been around the game for quite some time. Was one of the first guys I played with and introduced me to softball when I first moved to New Mexico and didn't realize softball was really a thing that people did competitively. Either way, these days, PK is pretty much rocking kind of right at that D level, helping out in the military ball spectrum as well. Veteran, kind of been out there with military ball, used to play with me in military ball, but occasionally he will still play C level because he's still one hell of a pitcher. So give you kind of an idea of who we've got out here, just so as you're seeing these swings, you can kind of put kind of the speeds, performance, all that kind of stuff to kind of the names and faces. So let's go ahead and see how this Inferno performs. We'll come back with final compression, final thoughts. All right, let's go ahead and see where our one-piece Axe Inferno tests at real quick. As always, at least with the Axe and pretty much all the bats when we test them for consistency, we're going to go USSSA stamp up. This one, as you can tell, is still in the wrapper. Hopefully it's just like all the rest of the Axe line we've seen so far. Starts at 250 and pretty much sits there for a long time. There's our 0 mark. And this one's actually sitting just a hair under 275. So this is the only one we've seen start that high other than the dual stamp that we swung as well. So it'll be interesting to see how this thing feels, kind of what the compression does, like normal 52s, Pro M's, and then we'll come back, final compression, final thoughts. All right, as mentioned, one piece Axe Inferno, 13-inch barrel, end loaded, starting with the 52s, CN Hicons.
91 miles per hour.
That's a little more towards the end too, I think, but.
Just let it go.
82 miles per hour. 91 miles per hour.
We found a consistent number with it so far. I will say, even with it starting a little higher compression, it still reminds me of the initial Infernos from earlier in the year with the 52s, where the barrel still feels, with the ball and the barrel, it feels soft. So I know some USSSA bats, you don't have to worry about that as much. And the Infernos for us have always been very much built, obviously for the Pro M's. That's what all these USSSA bats are built for. But I don't know that I'm a huge fan of the way you get the feedback with this one. Same with the previous Axe with the 52s. They still perform fine, so you can still do it. But if you have to use 52s, something really soft like hot dots, and that's all you're swinging with them, Axe might not be necessarily the way I would go for that purpose.
78 miles per hour.
I mean, the ball goes. Yeah.
89 miles per hour.
2 hop center. I mean, like I said, it does come off good with them. It's just, it's a very soft feel, and you really don't get the feedback that you probably want, so much so.
$82 miles per hour. 92 miles per hour.
I think that's all of the sweet spot. Yeah, I mean, again, it's coming off good. I think it was a sweet spot. It's a softer ball. We got up and over pretty decently there in left center, so you have the performance for sure.
95 miles per hour. 80 miles per hour.
Keltner misses is a triple play. PK misses is a dinker base hit.
84 miles per hour.
Oh, good.
90 miles per hour.
Good.
70 miles per hour.
That one went farther than I thought. It just kept going. Yeah.
97 miles per hour.
there's a high point right there with the 52s and a good stopping point. So again, performance is just fine with the 52s. It's just, again, a softer feel, which is all a personal preference thing for me. Not something I personally would want to have if I'm using a USSSA bat with the 52s. There's plenty out there for me. D-Marini APC Techs, Louis, where the barrel feels good even with the 52s. But again, that's not what this is obviously built for. These axes, USSSA axes, are built for Pro-Ms. So we're gonna jump over to the Pro-Ms now, and this is where we expect to see that axe performance really shine through.
97 miles per hour.
All right, good first cut there with the Pro-Ms.
94 miles per hour. $85 miles per hour.
Yeah, that's a difference.
102 miles per hour.
There's our sweet spot.
But from over here, it didn't sound like it. It sounded like you were more on the end of the bat.
Yeah, and there's
weird.
definitely a chance I did catch it a little higher. I mean, we'll see. The first thing I noticed, though, between the Pro-Ms and 52s is, sure enough, it is a one-piece. So it's definitely a lot stiffer than the previous Infernos. Something you'll have to get used to. I don't know if that's making it slightly less forgiving as far as the carry, because I don't feel like it's carrying necessarily quite as far. But again, this started a hair under 275. All the other Infernos were at 250. So there's some braking period. So we're going to keep this thing going. We don't have any webbing or anything yet, so I'm sure we just need more swings to open it up. But it's coming off good. I'm just expecting it to click into that kind of next gear here in the very near future.
96 miles per hour.
You're right. That was more of the sweet spot than the previous one.
Yes, that sounded a lot different. It sounded like a deeper clack than the
that
last one.
stiff one-piece feel goes away when you catch the sweet spot right.
89 miles per hour.
Here we go.
That's a shot.
98 miles per hour. 101 miles per hour.
Ball's definitely getting in a hurry.
Yeah, it's coming off the barrel good.
$89 miles per hour.
That's a smoker right there.
94 miles per hour.
There it is. There it is. Yeah, so with the stiffer feel on this, what really gives away that you've caught the sweet spot is when you get it, you go back to that more traditional, softer, almost softer axe feel. So that one, 100% just came off the barrel. You don't really feel it on the hands. And that's what I'm kind of expecting as this thing gets a little more forgiving. I will say the biggest difference from this one to the other Infernos this year is the forgiveness is different. Or a little less on this one so far, which can be a compression piece, can be a one piece kind of thing or whatever, but it's definitely still very, very good. I just don't think we're getting initial speeds and performance we saw with the two pieces. But again, that makes sense based off the compression.
106 miles per hour.
And then there's our sweet spot.
That came off something sickening.
Yeah. That one was, that was the spot. The spot.
85 miles per hour.
A little off the end.
97 miles per hour.
There's what we want right there.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
98 miles per hour.
98 miles an hour over the fence, and it sounded like you missed it. From here.
Yeah, I
just
think
the sound.
I think it was just high of the sweet spot, I think.
Yeah, the feedback on that is
Yeah, but you get the forgiveness. The forgiveness is still there. It's just it's not the same forgiveness speeds that we saw with the other Infernos, but it doesn't matter.
For sure. For sure.
88 miles per
That
hour.
knuckled all the way
I
out.
know.
100 miles per hour. 93 miles per hour.
Oh, that ought to clear it.
Son of the batter's eye again.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
88 miles per hour.
One more.
87 miles per
Just
hour.
early. I'll take that on a miss, though. Halfway up in the trees.
104 miles per hour.
Knuckleball, 104 miles an hour.
And that was the spot. You can feel it. So it's got the performance you want, that's for sure.
89 miles per hour. 99 miles per hour.
Damn.
Whew.
89 miles per hour.
Even missed.
Yeah, so as we get more and more swings on it, you can feel the forgiveness opening up. You don't get as much of that real stiff feedback lower on the barrel as we saw there. And then again, when you catch the no kidding sweet spot, the ball absolutely flies off this thing. So I think we're getting what we want out of the axe. He just needed a little more swings than people will have been used to with the previous Infernos.
105 miles per hour.
Yep, there it is. Yeah, as we talked about with it, it's definitely an axe. You can feel it with the performance, feedback, all that kind of stuff. It's nice to see that the one piece gives you that true, almost traditional, stiffer feel, which I think for one piece fans is going to be kind of a good game changer for you. Again, just got to get used to the flared handle. I've had enough experience with them now. Feel like I'm mostly comfortable with it. But if you're somebody who buys one of these, probably use those 52s. This one, depending on what you see the final compression, maybe even the Pro M's, break in a little bit while getting used to it. But overall, good product. A little bit of webbing starting, obviously near the area we hit it on, which we kind of expect. Hopefully we'll see that compression at a spot that makes sense, and then we'll go there from there to final thoughts. All right, now that we got right at near 100 swings, maybe slightly less here with the Axe Inferno one piece, let's just see where it's testing at. Again, this one started higher than kind of most axes, being at right at that 275 mark. So interesting to see what that number did with this number of swings. Too far. Come on, settle in. Oh, we keep jumping a little bit. Let's go slower. Here we go. All right, that's close enough. Now puts us just over 250, right at like 55, 260. This one's been sitting here for a while as well, so I think that's pretty true to where it's going to be at. Honestly, what you want to see, meaning that, hey, now you can throw those Pro M 52 swings on it, break it in, and get it nice and game ready and get comfortable with it. So let's talk about it more here in the final thoughts. All right, and we're swings complete, final compression complete here with the one-piece Axe Inferno. Again, 13-inch model and loaded. And all in all, we talked about it a lot during the swings for it, but axes never, for me, the USSSA models haven't really been meant for the 52s or don't handle 52s great just because it's too soft of a feel for me. Performance-wise, performs pretty well, but there's definitely other bats I'd go with out there if you were leaning towards the 52 market with your USSSA bats. However, as soon as you swap over to the Pro M's, you got pretty much what you expected from Axe. In the initial probably 30, 40 swings, the forgiveness wasn't quite there. Finding the no kidding sweet spot was a little difficult, but it makes sense with it starting at 275 compression, being a nice and stiff kind of one piece. But as you saw there at the end with the final compression, sitting right at about that 260 mark, we've now got it down to what you would expect to be kind of your game ready spot, where you realistically could even throw another 50, 60, I don't know, somewhere around there, BP swings on it, and bring that compression down to hopefully 250 and let it sit kind of like the two-piece models. With that being said, I still thought the no kidding sweet spot where we saw our absolute best speeds and kind of best performance was a little difficult to find. But the reason that didn't matter is I think we saw like 106 on a line drive off that no kidding sweet spot. But then the remainder of all the area kind of around it was still in the triple digits. So you're not seeing a big drop off. So there with a one piece, especially if you get that nice stiff feel, I don't mind seeing kind of that no kidding sweet spot being small as long as I still have that forgiveness. And then as you cut towards the end, towards the handle, yes, it's a one piece. You're not going to have the same kind of forgiveness maybe you were used to with the two-piece models, but that no kidding sweet spot, and especially as it opens up a little bit more, I think is probably a little bit better than the two-piece models, which is what you're getting from kind of that one-piece stiffness, assuming you have the bat speed, strength, whatever it is for that. If you're somebody who maybe bat speed's not up there, not super strong, whatever it might be, maybe stick with the two pieces and use a little bit of that extra flex to really help get that ball jumping off the barrel. But again, that's a personal preference thing. If you've swung one piece, as you know, if you've only swung two pieces, you want to give one piece a try. Just know this is one of the kind of stiffer models out there. But either way, another great performing bat from Axe. Other than a little bit of webbing, we've got no paint flakes, nothing like that. So not really too worried about as far as durability goes. At this point, again, it is a warmer day. So these aren't kind of cold weather bats in my mind. Again, bats that start this point in compression that hot, I wouldn't use them as your cold weather bat. So just kind of keep that in mind as well. But either way, these are available for pre-order now on headbangersports.com. Really, actually, by the time you see this video, I think the ship date is October 1st. These actually might be shipping today because that's this current plan is to drop this video on 1 October. But if they're not shipping yet, either way, head over to headbangersports.com. Code ADS will be your discount plus free shipping. If you need help grabbing one, have any questions, comments, concerns, want to see something on the channel, drop it in the comments, go to any of the social medias, or head over to averageslowpitch.com, use the contact us page, and we'll gladly kind of answer your questions, help you out with whatever you might need. Either way, hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully it's kind of helped you decide, especially if you're like an axe person who's been like, hey, do I want to jump to the one piece, or whether or not you want the one piece or the two piece. But another great product again. I would have no problem going with this one over the two piece. If you've been a one piece fan and been waiting for it, then yes, go with this one. There's definitely no drop off, I don't think, in performance. It's just a different feel that you got to get used to. So that being said, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Thanks for supporting the channel. Have a great day.